She is our boss. Whenever we have a question, we know where to go. Things we're going to cover real quick. Reading strategies, ways for you to help your children at home with reading homework. Kind of what we're looking for, the skills we're trying to teach this year, and the skills that are going to help them next year and the year after that and the year after that and all of that. Imagine is a new program to us in 2nd grade. This is the first year us teachers went to school this summer. And learned all about Imagine It. But a lot of the kids who are coming up from this school in 1st grade have had Imagine exposure. So they're like, yeah, we know. I was like, okay, what's my first time, okay? Homework expectations. Always a big one. You never quite know what each teacher or what is grade level. Guys, we do everything as a grade level. We plan together on Wednesdays. We do everything. So all of our homework is generally going to be the same. So the exact same. AR reading program. Most of us are familiar with that. We're just going to talk about it for a little bit. Reading websites, things that you can use at home. And we'll tell you how to get to those and where to find them and sort of that. And then volunteer opportunities. This school is amazing because we have lots of volunteers. Absolutely amazing because we have lots of volunteers. And we want all the volunteers. We're right now trying to decide in our head and get things organized about how we're going to use those volunteers. So we're apologized that we haven't quite reached out yet, but we're getting there. All right?
Alright, reading strategies for 2nd grade. 1st grade, you teach your kids how to pretty much decode, learn those words, just learn to read, basically. 2nd grade, you're digging deeper into the comprehension aspect. Are they understanding what you're actually reading or what they're actually reading? So you're digging a little bit deeper into that reading. The handout provided tonight, I hope you grabbed one, is the yellow sheet at the door. If you didn't, grab one on your way out. But that gives you common sense, just everyday suggestions and strategies of ways to help your child at home. One of the things says, just take them to the library, expose them to a variety of texts, do anything to make it fun. But after they read, make sure you're talking to them about what they read and seeing if they understand it, basically. Some examples of strategies we're using this year. One thing is predictions. I make my kids, and I know all of us do, we look at the cover of the book, we read the title, we see the picture, and you're predicting, what is that book about? And then later after you read that story, you're confirming those predictions to basically see, was your prediction correct, or is the story totally twisted and about something else? Cause and effect, we talk about that, why things happen and what they do. Main idea is basically the topic or the theme of the story. Is it good versus bad? Is it friendship? Whatever. We talk about problem and solution. Maybe a character faces a problem in the story, and how do they resolve that problem and fix it? And then our last thing, a big thing we talk about is connections. Making a connection to that book. Have you ever experienced what that character's experienced? Okay, have you ever seen a movie or read a book that's similar to what you're reading now? Or how does that relate to the world around you? So we're making connections to themselves and everything around them.
Oh, the Imagine It program. As Mr. Cossey said earlier, we went to school this summer for a day and a half, so I can talk to this about 5 minutes and cover everything we learned in a day and a half. I worked at another school before I worked at Lewisville, and I was in the Imagine It program when we were in the initial program. So I've had a little experience in teaching 2nd grade Imagine It. The Imagine It program has 6 units that are taught. The first unit we're teaching this time is kindness. Pretty much all the stories in here talk about kindness, how people are kind to each other. We also use the sound spelling cards. We teach children, they break down the sounds, they learn the combinations of what makes sounds. The short vowels are on green, the long vowels are over here with the red, so we get them to understand how these vowel sounds are made, and different patterns that create sounds. We have a dictation process, we have a phonics process, we have a reading process. Each book has another read aloud that we have. In fact, the one this time we read today to the children is called Boxes for Concha. And this talks about kindness. This is about World War II, after World War II. In Holland, they didn't have food, they didn't have clothing. And it talks about how a little girl in America was with a aid for America Aid, and they sent boxes to Holland with food and sugar and chocolate. And so the children, it's a hard thing for children to understand because they don't understand need. And so this is one thing that really helps them get a schema. We have to build schema that they can understand what's going on. So this is really a great story. But each unit has its own. This will be another unit, and this is about natural science and how a log deteriorates, and you can, it's just really neat. The children is more exploring. And then here's one about camouflage and how animals camouflage. The units are kindness, let's explore, which is a natural science where we do a lot of reading, and so all the aspects are built in here: science, social studies. Around the Town talks about how towns are built, what makes a town operate. So that's one whole unit. Then there's one called Look Again, and that's how you look at different things and how perspective changes and how we can change our perspectives. Then one unit is on courage and how courage can mean different things to different people. And then the last one is called America's People, and it talks about how we're all Americans, but how we're all different and unique, but how we're all alike as being an American. One thing that's really interesting, and you might see these coming home, these are our decodable readers. And what happens is we might be teaching long vowel sounds, and we might have vowel, consonant, vowel, or silent E making the long vowel sound. And then they'll learn about it in this book. And whatever we do that day, the decodable tells them, it helps them understand the process that we've just talked about. And so we go through the book and they read it. We read it first, then they read it. And then you ask them, underline all the long vowel sounds. Show me the short vowel sounds. And that gives them a way to understand and be able to do that. So it's a really excellent program. They've had, this is the 4th year in the Lewisville and Passaic County Schools. This is the 1st year of 2nd grade. It's being taught all across the board. So the whole system, the whole county-wide, is teaching Imagine It in 2nd grade. And they've been doing it for 4 years in kindergarten and 1st grade. So, imagine. And I'm sure if you have any questions, your child's teacher can answer this question. Thank you.
Okay, next we're going to talk about homework. Your child should be reading 20 minutes a night, the book of their choice. You want to allow them to really just fall in love with reading, so that's why we don't choose the book for them. Let them choose a book of interest, whether it's one you have at the house or one from the library. It doesn't really matter. I would recommend that you ask questions after they read to make sure they are comprehending what it is that they're reading. I would also recommend that maybe a couple nights a week you have them read aloud to you to listen for fluency. So you would do that. And again, you can focus on the strategies and try to ask them just a couple of questions after they read. We started this week with spelling. I'm sure you can tell we have 10 spelling words and 5 challenge. During the 1st quarter, the spelling will be the same every week. It will not change for the whole 1st quarter. With Tuesday, with writing, their words 3 times with 3 different tools, 3 different writing tools. We don't really care what it is. It could be marker, it could be pencil, it could be pen, it could be on the computer. Just whatever they decide is fine with us. On Wednesday, when they have sentences, we would prefer that we have good, solid 2nd grade sentences with some detail in them. Not I can share. It'd be better to say, I can share my book with my friend Lizzie because she forgot hers. So, trying to get them to add more and detail to those sentences. And again, with the sentences, if you would check over them, and if you see missing punctuation or misspelled words that should be able to spell, or capitalization, you might say, what, I want you to do a little self-editing and see if you can find the 3 misspelled words, or find the 3 missing capitals, and see if they can find themselves correct. And then on Thursday, a practice test, you'll be calling out the words to them to see if they're ready. And again, I told the earlier group, spelling's not meant to be torturous, okay? It falls in line with the Imagine It program, and so the 10 words and the 5 challenge words actually come from the Imagine It program. We don't actually choose them, but they are in line with words that we're reading throughout the week, or with the skill, like long I or long A. So they should be very familiar with the words already when they're at home. So if that becomes an issue or problem, just see your individual teachers. Math is not up there, but they should be having math homework 2 or 3 times a week. first quarter focus. But pretty much they need to master them by the end of first quarter because we have a lot more to learn. And that's not meant to be difficult. You can do it on the way to dinner. You can do it on the way to football practice or gymnastics or whatever. Just call out a few facts at a time and just kind of keep it going, keep it popping to help them learn those.
There's also some really great free programs that we put on the iPad, so they don't even think they're doing work. They're playing a game. It's like a space game. So there's some really cool ones out there.
Very good. If you'd like to share that with Child Susan and you can pass it along to others, that'd be great. That'd be great. And I think Mr. Cost, I don't know if you mentioned it yet, but we have websites set up on our, what do you call that? Our pages?
Our teacher sites. Our individual teacher sites.
There are some.
You can talk about that.
No, but there's good websites there that you could also use. I know one in particular for spelling is Spelling City. Spelling City, yeah. And that's a good one where you go in and you plug in the words and it'll give you different activities for that. You know that one?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it. Any other questions or any questions about homework?